Welcome to today's video about causes of breast cancer. Breast cancer. Two words that strike fear in millions, but how much do we really know about what causes it? Did you know that over 2.3 million women worldwide were diagnosed with breast cancer just last year? And here's the shocking part. Experts believe that nearly 1 in 8 women will face this battle in their lifetime. But why? What is driving these numbers? Is it genetics? Your diet? Maybe even your daily habits? Or is it something you've never even thought about? Today we're diving deep into the proven causes of breast cancer, backed by research. And trust me, you'll want to hear what we uncovered. And here's the good news. By understanding these causes, you can take real steps to lower your risk. Stick with me, because the insights we'll share could change, or even save, your life. Please note, this video is for informational purposes only and is not a replacement for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a healthcare provider for any medical concerns. All research information shared here has been verified by researchers. You can find all references to the studies mentioned in the description below. All right, let's dive into the key causes of breast cancer, starting with the first one: age. As we get older, the risk of breast cancer increases. This is because the longer we live, the more time there is for damage to occur in our DNA. Over time, cells in our body can develop genetic mutations. Some of these mutations can disrupt the way cells grow and divide, which may eventually lead to cancer. Breast tissue in particular undergoes many changes throughout life due to hormonal fluctuations. These repeated changes make it more vulnerable to mutations. A study published in Cancers in 2021 found that women aged 50 and older account for nearly 80% of new breast cancer diagnoses. This reflects how aging leads to a cumulative risk. Menopause is also a key factor. After menopause, estrogen levels drop, but the hormone can still be produced by fat tissue. This continued exposure to estrogen can stimulate breast cells, increasing the chance of abnormal growth. Research highlights that routine screenings are crucial as we age. Mammograms are particularly effective at detecting early-stage breast cancer in older women. By staying informed about personal risk factors, you can take proactive steps to protect your health as the years go by. Next, number 2. Genetic mutations. Some individuals inherit specific genetic mutations that significantly increase their risk of developing breast cancer. Among these, BRCA1 and BRCA2 are the most well-known. These genes normally help repair DNA damage and maintain cellular health. However, when mutated, their ability to fix errors in DNA is compromised, leading to the accumulation of genetic damage over time, which can cause cancer. Women with BRCA1 mutations face up to a 65% lifetime risk of breast cancer, while BRCA2 mutations carry a slightly lower but still elevated risk. Recent research published in Genetics in Medicine, 2021, highlights the role of other gene mutations, such as PALB2 and CHEK2, which also affect DNA repair processes. PALB2 mutations, for instance, can double or triple breast cancer risk. These findings have expanded genetic testing options, allowing individuals to assess their hereditary risks more comprehensively. It's not just about inheritance. Some genetic mutations develop over a person's lifetime due to environmental factors, aging, or hormonal changes. These are called somatic mutations and are responsible for most breast cancer cases. By identifying these genetic markers, researchers are improving early detection and creating personalized treatments, including targeted therapies like PARP inhibitors for BRCA mutation carriers. Next, number 3. Family history. Your family history plays a critical role in shaping your risk for breast cancer. If close relatives like your mother, sister, or daughter have had breast cancer, your chances of developing it may double or more. This increased risk often stems from inherited genetic mutations, especially in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes. These mutations impair the body's ability to repair damaged DNA, which can lead to unchecked cell growth and eventually cancer. Research shows that around 5 to 10% of all breast cancers are hereditary. For instance, a study published in European Journal of Oncology Nursing, 2024, found that women with BRCA1 mutations face up to a 72% lifetime risk of breast cancer, compared to about 13% for the average woman. This highlights the powerful influence genetics can have on cancer development. It's also important to know that your family's medical history isn't limited to just breast cancer. Ovarian, pancreatic, or even prostate cancers in close relatives can hint at shared genetic mutations. Genetic testing can help identify these risks early, allowing for proactive measures like increased screening or preventive treatments. Staying informed about your family's health history is one of the most effective ways to protect your own. Next, number 4, hormonal replacement therapy. Hormones play a big role in breast cancer risk, especially when they're introduced into the body through hormonal replacement therapy, or HRT. Studies show that long-term use of combined estrogen and progestin therapy increases the likelihood of developing breast cancer. This happens because these hormones can stimulate the growth of breast cells, including those that might already have DNA damage. Over time, this can lead to the development of cancer. A landmark study from the Women's Health Initiative highlighted the risks of combined HRT. Published in the BMJ, 2020, the research found that women on combined HRT had a 28% higher risk of invasive breast cancer compared to those not using it. What's more, the risk decreased when women stopped the therapy, suggesting a direct link. Not all forms of HRT carry the same risk. Estrogen-only therapy, typically used by women without a uterus, appears to have a lower risk compared to combined HRT. Still, doctors weigh these risks carefully against the benefits, like relief from menopausal symptoms. If you're considering HRT, it's important to discuss your personal risk factors with your doctor. Every person's situation is unique, and informed decisions can make all the difference. Next, number 5. Early menstruation and late menopause. Longer exposure to estrogen over a lifetime can significantly increase breast cancer risk. Women who start menstruating before age 12 or experience menopause after 55 are exposed to hormones like estrogen and progesterone for extended periods. These hormones, particularly estrogen, play a role in stimulating breast cell growth. Over time, prolonged exposure can increase the chances of genetic mutations in breast tissue, which can lead to cancer. A 2020 study published in The Lancet Global Health analyzed over 100,000 women and confirmed that each year of earlier menstruation or delayed menopause was associated with a 5% increase in breast cancer risk. This highlights how the duration of hormonal influence is critical. The study also noted that breast cancers linked to hormonal exposure were more likely to be hormone receptor positive, meaning they grow in response to hormones. Lifestyle and environmental factors can amplify this risk. For instance, obesity, which raises estrogen levels post-menopause, adds another layer of concern. Early screening and lifestyle adjustments, such as maintaining a healthy weight and limiting alcohol, can help mitigate this risk. It's important to understand how these factors interact and take proactive steps to reduce exposure where possible. Next, number 6, dense breast tissue. Breast tissue is made up of fatty, fibrous, and glandular tissues. When someone has dense breast tissue, it means there's less fat and more fibrous and glandular tissue. This is a natural variation, but it's also important to know that dense tissue can make it harder to detect cancer on a mammogram. Cancers and dense tissue both appear white on imaging, which can mask tumors and delay diagnosis. Dense breast tissue isn't just a challenge for imaging. It's also independently linked to an increased risk of breast cancer. A study published in European Radiology in 2022 highlighted that women with extremely dense breasts have a 4 to 6 times higher risk compared to women with low breast density. This happens because dense tissue may create a microenvironment that encourages abnormal cell growth. Hormonal factors linked to dense tissue may also play a role in increasing the likelihood of DNA damage. If you've been told you have dense breasts, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor about additional screening options like breast MRI or ultrasound. Regular checkups can make a huge difference in early detection and prevention. This is one area where being proactive can truly save lives. Next, number 7, radiation exposure. Radiation can harm cells by damaging their DNA. When DNA is altered, it may lead to uncontrolled cell growth, forming cancer. Studies have shown that women exposed to high doses of radiation in their chest area, particularly during medical treatments like radiation therapy for childhood cancers, face a much higher risk of developing breast cancer later in life. For instance, survivors of Hodgkin's lymphoma treated with radiation therapy have up to a 20% higher chance of developing breast cancer by age 40. This is compared to just 1.5% in the general population. These figures highlight how even necessary medical interventions carry risks. A 2014 study published in Journal of Clinical Oncology revealed that cumulative radiation doses above 10 Gray to breast tissue significantly increase breast cancer risk. The research also noted that this risk persists even decades after exposure. What's crucial here is the long latency period, meaning someone exposed in their youth may not develop cancer until much later. It's not only medical radiation. Environmental exposures, such as nuclear accidents, also contribute. Those near events like Chernobyl have demonstrated higher incidences of breast cancer years later. Protecting yourself from unnecessary radiation, asking about lower dose options for imaging, and staying informed are key steps to reducing risk. Next, number 8, obesity. Excess body fat plays a significant role in raising breast cancer risk, especially in postmenopausal women. Fat tissue isn't just a storage site. It actively produces estrogen. After menopause, when the ovaries stop making estrogen, fat tissue becomes the primary source. Higher estrogen levels can stimulate breast cell growth, which may lead to the development of cancerous cells. Recent studies show this effect is more pronounced in women with central obesity, where fat accumulates around the abdomen. According to a 2024 article in Scientific Reports, women with a body mass index over 30 have a 20 to 40% higher risk of breast cancer compared to those with a healthy BMI. This is because obesity is linked to chronic inflammation, which releases harmful molecules called cytokines. These cytokines can damage DNA and promote tumor growth. Additionally, being overweight can affect insulin levels. High insulin, often seen in obese individuals, can lead to insulin resistance, which fuels cancer cell growth. For example, the Nurses' Health study highlighted that women with higher insulin levels had a 50% greater chance of developing breast cancer. Small changes, like managing weight through balanced eating and regular activity, can significantly reduce your risk. The science is clear. Maintaining a healthy weight isn't just about looks. It's a powerful way to protect your health. Next, number 9, smoking. Cigarette smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals, including carcinogens like benzene and formaldehyde, which can harm breast cells. These toxins can enter the bloodstream, damaging DNA and interfering with normal cell repair processes. This increases the likelihood of cells becoming cancerous. Research shows that women who smoke have a 14% higher risk of breast cancer compared to non-smokers, particularly in premenopausal women. One major concern is the role of smoking in hormonal balance. Smoking increases estrogen levels, a hormone closely linked to breast cancer growth. Elevated estrogen can stimulate the proliferation of breast cells, raising the chance of mutations. A 2023 study published in the Tobacco-Induced Diseases found that women who smoked for more than 20 years had a significantly higher risk of estrogen receptor-positive breast cancer, one of the most common subtypes. Passive smoke, or secondhand exposure, is also dangerous. Women exposed to smoke in their homes or workplaces are at risk. Studies have shown that even low levels of exposure can disrupt the body's ability to fight abnormal cell growth. Avoiding tobacco not only reduces cancer risk but also protects overall health. The evidence is clear. Quitting smoking benefits your body in countless ways. Next, number 10. Night shift work. Working night shifts can disrupt your body's internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. This natural cycle regulates sleep, hormones, and many essential functions. When this rhythm is thrown off, hormone production, especially melatonin, can decrease. Melatonin plays a role in regulating estrogen, a hormone linked to breast cancer when present in high levels. Reduced melatonin may allow estrogen to stimulate unchecked cell growth, increasing cancer risk. Research published in International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, 2021, found that women who worked rotating night shifts for 10 years or more had a 19% higher risk of breast cancer compared to those who didn't. This study tracked thousands of participants and confirmed that long-term night work impacts hormone balance significantly. Another concern is light exposure at night. Artificial light can suppress melatonin production, even during sleep breaks. Studies suggest that exposure to bright lights in the workplace or at home during nighttime hours can intensify this effect. In practical terms, night shift workers face higher risks not only from altered rhythms, but also from environmental factors like lighting and work stress. This evidence highlights why proper shift management and strategies like dimmed lighting or scheduled breaks are essential to protect long-term health. Next, number 11. Exposure to certain plastics. Plastic exposure has raised concerns due to certain chemicals leaching into our environment and potentially affecting our health. Chemicals like bisphenol A, BPA, and phthalates, often found in everyday plastics, mimic estrogen in the body. This hormonal interference may trigger abnormal cell growth, increasing breast cancer risk. Research has shown that BPA, a common additive in water bottles and food packaging, can disrupt the endocrine system. A 2022 study published in Environmental Research found that even low doses of BPA exposure in lab settings promoted changes in breast tissue linked to cancer development. This evidence highlights how these chemicals can interfere with the body's natural balance and promote unhealthy cell growth. Additionally, microplastics from degraded materials can accumulate in the body. These tiny particles often carry endocrine-disrupting chemicals, which scientists have linked to cancer risk. Recent findings in the Life Sciences, 2024, revealed that exposure to such microplastics triggered DNA damage in human breast cells, further solidifying their potential role in cancer progression. Avoiding single-use plastics and opting for BPA-free or glass alternatives can help reduce exposure. It's a small but meaningful step to protect our health and reduce the risks posed by harmful plastics. Next, number 12. Dietary patterns. What we eat plays a significant role in our overall health, including cancer risk. Research shows that certain diets may increase the likelihood of developing breast cancer, especially those high in processed foods, unhealthy fats, and added sugars. A diet rich in saturated fats and refined carbohydrates can lead to chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are linked to tumor growth. On the other hand, diets lacking in essential nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats may fail to protect cells from damage. One recent study published in BMC Cancer in 2023 highlights the impact of dietary patterns on breast cancer risk. Researchers found that women who followed a Western diet, high in red and processed meats, sugary drinks, and fried foods, had a 34% higher risk of developing breast cancer compared to those on plant-based diets. This increased risk was attributed to higher levels of insulin resistance and hormone imbalances caused by poor dietary choices. Balancing your meals with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins is not just about feeling good. It actively protects your body. Making small changes today can have a lasting impact on your health and lower your risk of breast cancer over time. That's it for today's video. I hope you learned something valuable about the causes of breast cancer and how this knowledge can empower you to take charge of your health. Remember, awareness is the first step toward prevention. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Let's spread the word and make a difference together. Also, check out the description for all the research references we mentioned. It's all there for you to explore further. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our future health insights. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.